Fellow Monkey Wrenchers, it's your host Monkey Mike back again. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you being here. Today was going to be an awesome day where I had this little video planned of taking my son out, testing the Miata. I messed with the tune a bit, got some things figured out. We definitely did not have enough fuel. And I figured out some of the idling issues as well. I was just kind of ironing them out as I was sitting here in the driveway. I had a nice little cold start I was going to do, and then the audio or the noise canceling kicked in, and because one of my son or I talked to each other and it picked it up, and so I thought it needed to try to cancel out the exhaust noise, which was lame. And then as we were driving around a little bit tuning, we had an issue where this happened. So I'm going to go ahead and get that wastegate actuator arm kind of unscrewed off and out of the way. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. That's going to be a very quick, simple, hopefully quick, easy, hopefully easy repair. I should have just said hopefully and then the 3, but whatever. So I'm going to get this done, and we're going to do this in a very interesting fashion involving this nut, that bolt, this 13 millimeter wrench, and this tap and die set. Stay tuned, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So, here it is. If you can't, there it is. If you can see it, should be able to see it. So what I did was took this 5/16 die, went around the top right there. We have this 5/16 nut, which is just something I had laying around. But there it is for the moment. And let me get the actuator arm back on, and let's see how well it holds it down. Right, so the moment of truth. How well did this even work out? Look at that. Tight enough that it'll start to actuate the arm. That thing is, that's in there. It actually starts turning the entire piece itself. You can see it down there. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of thread holding it on, but I'm definitely curious to see how well it holds up. I could easily just go tack weld the bottom of this, and then I could tap it a bit more, but I don't really see the point at the moment. It would also let me thread it down a little bit further. Again, I'm not too worried about this point. This was kind of a joke. I didn't really expect that to work. I'm actually really surprised that did anything at all. That's so janky. My idea though is to use a wing nut on it eventually, and well, that worked for that. I know they make 5/16 wing nut. You can get them for, carburetor stud. We can even just put a carb stud on there in general. So, yeah, I guess we'll give that a try tomorrow, and we'll see if that holds up. Because I'm guessing it was rather violent about how it actually, because if I can salvage any of the video from earlier today, you'll hear it hits boost. It hit boost pretty good, and then, comes back pretty hard as well. Oh, hey, look, I left these sitting in here. They didn't go nowhere, so that's cool. Oops. All right, then. Other than that, I guess like I said, I'll go back through the video. I'll see if there's anything cool to watch, and if there was, I'll let you guys know. And maybe we'll try it again tomorrow. Actually, no, I can't tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to have to stay home. I'll have both kids, so I can't take them in this. Tomorrow we will probably mess with the Durango, but thanks for watching. There it is. One of the most ghetto fixes I may have ever done. But it was tight enough it turned the whole entire pin. I've never seen one of those move. So I'm pretty excited to see how well my super budget fix worked. And if it did work well, maybe we'll find a way to make it more permanent. Make it where we actually have something that screws on there to hold the actuator arm on. Maybe I'll go to something metric with a finer thread. Give us a little bit more to bite onto. I don't know. Maybe I'll weld like a little, tack weld a little piece of all thread on there or something, or maybe a bolt, cut it off at the top. I don't know. I'll come up with something, but I know a C-clip isn't going to work very well. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. You're welcome to stay and watch anything I have salvaged. Take care. Peace. All right, guys, so before I go real quick, I do want to mention one thing. I changed the nut. I went to a metric one. This is just a random 12.10 or 11 millimeter, actually. And the issue that I have with this one here is I noticed that it started to tighten it and actually pinch right here. And it made it to where it started actuating. Oh, sorry. It made it to where it started actuating on its own. If I tightened it down, see how it's tightened all the way? So you see how, look at that. See how it gets nice and tight, and now it won't go back on its own. So I'm not really sure this is going to have the spring pressure or the ability. See, I have to loosen it up. And I don't want that to come off. So I'm not really sure exactly how I feel about this. We're going to have to do some testing. That seems to be all the way up. I don't know. Go ahead and put a comment down at the bottom. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen here. As you can see, we do have a little bit of a pinhole leak on the good old V-band there. I'm not really concerned about that. It's the tiniest little leak in the world. Doesn't really matter as far as I'm concerned. We really can't tighten that much more. If we do, you can see that this is actually starting to give, so maybe we should just try to find a higher quality V-band clamp. eBay, kids. I mean, like I said, I try to do the cheapest thing I can do and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to tell you guys why I don't cheap out. If it does work, I'll tell you why to cheap out. Other than that, so far, everything else is holding up real well. You know I'm just playing with all these, right? No, okay, seriously, this is the last update before I'll show you today's clips. So what I actually did was took out one of those hogger bits, and if you know what I mean, it's actually stepper bit, but I just call it weird stuff because I'm a dad. And I opened the hole up there so that it would go over this bottom part right here. And what I mean by that is you see how that's fatter around? So I open it up to where it's as big as the diameter there, so it slips over, hits right there, and you'll see there's no play at all. This is nice and tight. It's actually got a fair amount of thread in there considering, and this is loose, so that'll show you this is going to work just fine. Now there's no more weird angle here as well. It's in there about as good as it's in there about as good as it's going to get. So maybe I'll test it tomorrow, take it around the block a few times or something like that. Probably going to be on Saturday. Fridays, I'm home. I take the kids with the truck. We're still waiting to get some stuff for the Rango. We need to get a battery for it. That'll be tomorrow. But regardless, thanks for waiting till the very end. Enjoy some footage, hopefully. If not, then I'll get you some on Saturday.